house here at Rupp Arena or across the state. We're going to be able to get started here with the Region 12 champions, the winners of tonight's game, the Boyle County Rebels. We're going to have head coach Dennie Webb, joined by players number 1, Luke Sheperson, and number 23, Jagger Gillis. So, Coach, go ahead and open up this media session with just an opening statement on how you thought it went out there. Just a tight game, and you broke away at the end, but it's one of those where they're going to say it was closer than the score showed.
Well, it definitely was, and dang, we didn't play very well for a long time. We made it ugly early. I think it was a little bit of nerves being on this stage. I think got to all of us just a little bit, just overwhelmed just a little. But guys settled in, and we talked about just keep grinding, keep doing what, cut down turnovers at halftime is what we talked about, and the guys did that. And we got that edge back. You know, we talked about that a lot. We got to keep that edge defensively and with the effort. And we brought that a little bit late. Finally got it going. So it was it took a while, and wasn't too sure if it was going to happen, but we finally got it going. And I think finally wore them down just a little bit. We tried to run some people at them, but I'm proud of them. The guys stayed focused, stayed together, and kept battling. That's all you can ask for a coach and as a coach. And we come out on the right end of it this time.
This question from Josh Sullivan for Luke. He wants to know on your dunk at the end, what's going through your mind when it's been kind of taking a while to break away, and what's going through your mind when you have that dunk?
We just got hype. I loved it. It was one for the books. We just got to keep going. I'm not too worried about the dunk right now. Our motto's been one more game, and that's what we want. We want to get to the state championship and win that.
Jagger, when things are going well for Boyle County, what's happening on the court?
It hopefully looks like we're all brothers out there. Hopefully when we click, it's all just smooth motion. We all like to play each other, and we all stay on each other, and we all try to be leaders out there, pick one another up, and just keep the momentum going.
This is for Coach from Troy Howe. Did the defense key in on stopping Colby Fugate?
Well, I mean, obviously that's something we talked about, all of our practices, and we treated him basically like we do all the top scorers for any teams we play. We try to run our better defenders at him, and try to tell them just make them take the toughest shot as you can. We try not to get any. We don't need hero ball. We just need them to make that guy work, and he's gonna make some shots. Kid can play now, and you can't shut a kid down like that all the time. But you can at least make him work for every shot that he gets, and always be right there. Now we let him get going early, and they got happy on us early, and I think part of that, we were just about a step back and didn't have that edge, but he's a tough kid to guard. He's a nice player and got some length, shoots it really well. So the guys I thought did a decent job on him, but he still put up some pretty good numbers. I don't know what the final stats were for him, but he still had a nice game. But we just try to make that guy work, whoever that best player is.
Next question from Mike Marcy. This is for Coach Webb. How were you able to correct the turnovers in the second half, and what led to so many in the first half?
Well, I think what led to him is just nerves. I think it was nerves. We talked about that going in, and as a coaching staff too, we thought, let's get that first couple minutes out of the way and settle down. A lot of those turnovers were just, I think, guys being a little jittery, a little too geeked up, and big stage, haven't been here before, it's thing they dreamed for it, and that's tough. It's tough for these kids. But at halftime, that's I tried to calm them down, and just say, look, we had 10 turnovers, we cut that down to under 5 in the second half, we're going to be fine. And it really wasn't anything that. And it's not taking anything away from Paintsville. They played great, but I mean, we had passes where we just threw it right to them, and I think that shows a lot of nerves and jitterness, and the guys settled down and they came back out second half and we cut those down.
Reminder to the media to get in questions to the chat. We'll be monitoring here for the next few seconds, see if anyone has anything else for Coach or his players. This question also from Mike Marcy is for Jagger. How good was the ball movement in the second half?
Excuse me. Oh, it was really smooth and fluent. That's what we always try to do whenever we got to get going. Ball movement, get everybody involved. Swing, look to drive, and that's really what we try to do all the time. And I thought it went really well in the second half.
For Coach, have you had a chance to go ahead and start thinking about tomorrow? I mean, what'll happen the rest of the night for you? What do you see your night looking like?
Well, I mean, obviously you think about tomorrow some, but I try not to do that as much as possible. We were really focused in on Paintsville. We've got to get to work as soon as we get out of here. We're going to try to get a bite to eat and find out who we're going to play. And try to prepare as much as you can. It's a quick turnaround. So, we've got to stay locked in, and I've got a great coaching staff that works their tails off, and, they've really stepped it up this week, and I'm sure they're going to step it up tonight too. I mean, we may not sleep, and that's fine. We can sleep next week. We got spring break, so we're going to work our tails off and try to get ready for who it is we got tomorrow. But this is icing on the cake. I mean, we're just one more game that's what we've been saying since, district lost. One more game. Let's just get one more. Let's keep getting them and keep grinding. So we'll go to work and find out what we got to do. But we're going to enjoy it for a little bit, but then we're going to get back to it.
Was defense the biggest thing leading to the second half runs?
Yeah, I think that. And we just turned up our energy just a little bit and cut down on the turnovers. But yeah, I think obviously the defensive intensity picked up a little bit for us. We still gave up some easy shots, but overall, I thought we started flying around a little bit better than we had been, and a lot of emotion in this game, and we finally settled down and got things settled to where we wanted to play the way we want to play.
This will be final call for questions for coach or the athletes. All right, we'll wrap it up. Let you guys get some rest.
All right, thank you, guys.
Okay, to our media members still with us, we will be joined now by the 15th region champions, Paintsville Tigers. We have their head coach, Landon Slone, players number 10, Connor Fugate, and number 12, Colby Fugate. Coach Slone, we'll go ahead and open up with you. Sure you're going to hear it a lot, that it was much closer than the final score showed, which is absolutely accurate. Describe your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I felt like we played extremely hard. Our execution in the second half wasn't there. We turned the ball over way too much. I think their pressure bothered us. They kind of sped us up. But overall, proud of our guys' effort. They fought like we wanted them to. Just couldn't pull through at the end.
To the players, either one that wants to take it, what was going well early, and then what do you think led to eventually them pulling away a little bit?
They play very physical defense, and we just kept turning it over, and we weren't getting what we wanted. And
do have a question that came in from Joshua Blankenship. This is for Coach Slone. In the first half, you guys were able to force turnovers, and the rebounding margin didn't really hurt you. In the second half, they didn't turn it over as much. How bad did their rebounding hurt in the second half?
It hurt you. It hurt you bad in the second half, but it did hurt you in the first half as well. I felt like we would have had a bigger lead at halftime. I think it was a 5-point lead. They got a couple second chance opportunities there at the end of the first half. Just the overall energy, they came out and wanted it more in the second half, and it was obvious. They did what they had to. Like Colby said, they were physical defensively. They're a very fundamentally sound, well-coached team. So when you have a team like that, you gotta be sharp on your execution. We weren't.
Camille Gear question. She also addressed it to either one of you, student athletes. The game didn't end the way you would have liked, but you still got to come play at Rupp Arena. What does that mean to you?
It's a dream come true, especially for these four seniors. They've worked hard for it their whole lives, and I can't thank them enough for helping take us here.
Yeah, it was a great experience. We didn't get what we wanted. We wanted to play more than one game, and it just didn't go our way. And like Connor said, I can't thank the four seniors enough. And
Coach, how do you handle the emotions of that? I know you'd like to stay longer, but at the end of the day, you're still 15th region champs, and you're here in this building. Is that kind of what you addressed to the team, or what was the locker room like?
Yeah, just thankful for our seniors. Thankful for every player in that locker room. They turned their season around. I think you were 5-7 at one point. They could have rolled over. They didn't. They fought. They kept fighting. They learned. They grew as a team. They found an identity. And just overall, just the message was we thank them for what they've done, not just for our school but for our community as well. And they've done something that hadn't been done at Paintsville in 13 years, and hopefully they've set the tone for the next few years for our future teams.
Mike Marcy had a question. How can you compare Boyle's physical style to other teams that you played?
Just, Boyle had a little more size than what we faced in the regional championship, and throughout our region. But, just overall watching as a coach, they were really fundamentally sound, man. They didn't miss many assignments. If somebody got beat, they had help waiting. Once they recovered out of that, it was just sharp execution all night.
Camille had a follow-up question. She said, for Coach Slone, at some point, it looked like they had 2 to 3 guys trying to stop Colby. What does that say about him as a player when teams have to go with a defense like that?
Yeah, I think it speaks for itself. I think he's as good an offensive player as we have in the state, and he's going to keep getting better. He's a junior, so he's got another year to grow. But just overall, I think it was good for him to see that kind of physicality, that kind of pressure. He has ambitions to play at the next level. So, he's just got to keep grinding, man. He's going to be a special player, and he already is, but he's going to be a really special player here in the next year or two.
To our media on the call, we got time for at least one more. If anybody has anything further in the chat, we'll pause for about 5 seconds, see what we got. It does look like it's going to wrap it up. So I can't thank you all enough for joining us.
Thank you.